If you are anything like me, you're just thinking, thank the good Lord that it's nice and cool outside. You got a home here. Welcome to the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, and world that we live in. Appreciate you kicking off your week with us, and I hope you had a good weekend. I hope you just went out and had some fun. We had a good weekend. Got out and had some fun, and we stayed in and had some fun. So a little bit of combination, a little column A, column B. Did actually, did the whole dinner thing with the kids, and yeah, that's a damn good weekend. So all on the up and up and ready for a rip roaring crazy week ahead, including board meetings for Wildlife for Tomorrow, all that stuff. Just go, 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 go. So way it is. Hey, listen, it just seems outside, and if you're not in Arizona and you are already chilling, literally, or if you're in Southern California, you're just like, yeah, what? No, it's November. What are you talking about? Arizona just flipped the switch, thank the good Lord, and actually went to fall. So we get to have weather that highs in the high 60s and things like that. That's very cold for Arizona, very chilly. We kind of bundle up, or we cuddle up to a guy like Grizz, who's just warm. He's a massive heater, is all he is, big softy. Anyway, but hi Grizz, how you doing, bud? There is something that I'm looking into for the next program, and we are going to have some programming changes that are pretty exciting in my eyes coming up here pretty quickly this week, as a matter of fact. And I'm working on for our next show. I saw a headline, and it was about 3 hunters, because you guys know that I'm calling BS on all of these stories about hunters that have they died of a heart attack. Yeah, they went missing, and they died of a lightning strike. And one of the hunters had a ring, and they had to throw it into this big pit of flame, and it's all a bunch of nonsense. So I saw this, and it made me chuckle. Let's see, hammock camping in the snow. We're not going hammock camping in the snow, but it says it, and I'm not kidding. This is the headline. I looked this up. Yeah, and I can't find it. Dog nabbit. 3 hunters, 3 Michigan hunters die of heart attacks while hauling a heavy deer. Shut up. Stop and stop now. We're gonna talk about this on the next show, but I'm looking this up. And now we're saying 3 grown men had heart attacks simultaneously. Y'all, we'll talk about it on the next show. But I did promise, just like Brendan brings up here, as we did talk about why we do or do not charge, charge ourselves, really. Why do we not choose hard hunts? Why do we not choose hard fishing trips, hard hikes, all of that? And it seems like an easy answer. It seems like in the outdoors, like, well, yeah, of course, we've gotten lazy and kids these days and things are busy. And no. It's not that easy. There's a lot to this. And I think that there's pros to each and there are cons to each. So let's have that discussion. And again, I don't know. I mean, Slavo's end of the year grind right now, so I don't know what's. I mean, he's got to make Slavo. He's got to do his day job and all this. A lot going on. But this when I think of hard hunting, I think of Slavo, and the reason why I do that is Slavo takes easy hunts and makes them hard. He'll take a high fence hunt and make it challenging, like life-threatening challenging, like belly crawling up to a herd of bison, that kind of stuff. They're bison are already spooked as it is. And he has a kind of a mindset of always push yourself, embrace the suck. It's going to make you stronger. It'll give you a better life. It'll give you better everything. And I don't deny that at all, because he's one of my closest friends, guy's a brother to me. And I see it in him. But I will tell you, on the other side of that, it makes me not want to go hunting with him. I didn't talk about him coming on the hunt with us in a couple weekends ago. I didn't talk about that. The reason why is because I didn't want him judging me. I didn't want him judging me. He's like, dude, you're not hunting hard enough. I'm like, damn it. I'm hunting where the guide told us to go. And it's not because I want to spend a ton of time with the guy, but we hunt differently. And why does one of us choose that over another? So let's go to the other side of that. Slavo wants to archery hunt almost exclusively because it's more challenging. He is the guy that goes out into his unit and does not come back until he has an elk. Like, I'm just going to be out here for days if I have to be. And I'm going to embrace the suck. And I am going to harvest something. Okay? Me, I'm like, hey, you know something? There's nothing wrong with calling up High Point or calling up Timberland Outfitters up in Flagstaff and saying, hey, here's a little bit of cheddar. Why don't you send one of your dudes out and tell me where a good spot to hang out is. Like, kind of narrow down my search, narrow it down, and that's where we're going to be. And then if you're hunting with Tequila Jim, we take that to a new level. And whether in a luxury trailer or we're in a cabin on top of that. So I like to think I'm somewhere in the middle, probably closer to the Tequila Jim than I am to the Slavo embrace the suck kind of vibe. But there are, again, pros and cons to this. I'm going to start with the pros. And what sparked this conversation was a headline that says why I keep choosing bushcraft over modern convenience. And for those that don't know, bushcraft is I mean, you're making your own arrows, you're making your own bow, or you're out there throwing a rock at a bear and hoping for the best. That's bushcraft. Like, instead of bringing up the trailer, I am going to now look around, and as if I'm on Naked and Afraid or the show Alone, I'm going to build myself a lean-to and suffer through my hunt. That's bushcraft. Right? Yes, that is bushcraft. I don't even have a backpack. I don't have a sleeping bag. I have nothing. So there are pros and cons to both sides. Here is the pros of both sides. Okay? The pros of the Tequila Jim style of hunt, or my style of hunt almost, is that A, there's creature comforts, and there is ease of take. And I'm going to want to do it again. My kids are going to want to do it again. The people I'm with are going to want to do it again because it didn't challenge them for growth in the pain of frostbitten toes and whatnot. Okay? Obviously, a pro to that. The pros to the Slavo side / bushcraft, make it harder than it should be kind of deal. Go back to the old ways. The pro is this. As Queen Bee was telling me that she does a lot of work with AI. My son does a lot of work with AI. My daughter does a lot of work with AI. They're saying, dude, I'm damn near forgetting how to write a paragraph on my own. I'm damn near forgetting how to damn spell. I am forgetting how to do a lot of research on my own. And for that, the going back to a pen and paper and writing out a paragraph or writing a story or going online and filling out an application for a grant, whatever it is, you've got to go wake up those muscles again. It's like riding a bike. You got to go back to it. And I mean, I've gotten so bad that I can barely read my own handwriting. Okay. So it's a combination of bad eyesight and just me moving at a fast pace and scorching ADHD. But the pro to I'm going to go out hunting the hard way is it wakes up that instinct in you again. It shows you that you can do it. It reminds you that our grandfathers and our parents did it that way, and they were successful and they had great times. It wakes up that inner hunter in us, that what's been instinctual for hundreds of thousands of years is popping back up into a city slicker vibe, right? Our soft hands, soft feet world that we live in, and this wakes it up. That is a huge, huge pro to the bushcraft side. And it's easy to see where we're going if we go to the cons of both sides, The cons, obviously, of the kind of, I would say, the glamping style of the outdoors hunting and fishing is that there's always that lure that's pulling you. It's a lure that's pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling you to say, dude, there is a heater, there is a sandwich, there's some chips, and there's might be the game on. You might catch the game. Just leave the hunt and go that way. It's always calling you. It's distracting from your hunt, and it mutes. It hits the mute button on your instinct to hunt. Your hunting and gathering instincts are muted just by that thought of, oh my God, I brought a really, really good sandwich back in the truck. Oh, I can't wait. No, there's some jerky in your bag, or you can go chew the bark off that tree and just pretend that you're eating, right? It pulls you away from that. And that now ups the likelihood of an unsuccessful hunt, or lowers the likelihood of a successful hunt. Let's be a little bit glass half full. So that is that obviously a huge con, and there's a lot of the cons of the glamping hunting lifestyle. The con of the bushcraft, Slavo style, I don't know what's it gonna call it, Slavo craft. A Slavo craft is a lower likelihood of success until just years and years of perfecting it. A lower likelihood of success. And definitely a time element. So the con would definitely be the time element. So the problem with the MREs, and I see what you're saying, Grez. The problem with the MREs, you had to cook them out there when you're out there. So if you're doing the Slavo craft style of hunting, then you are going to have to make a fire. You have to cook the thing. There's scents. There's things that you don't want to deal with. That's a little easier dealt with back at the cabin or the truck. Okay. So yeah, but doing the Slavo craft style is lower likelihood of success, higher likelihood of something going wrong, which is fine. You take that risk when you're going up to the woods anyway, right? You're going out on a hunt, you're going on a fishing trip, you take the risk anyway. We've all seen Gilligan's Island. You know, if you're going out on a 2 or 3 day trip, charter for deep sea fishing, it's risky. You assume that risk, okay? But doing it on a chartered boat versus a kayak on your own, two different ball games, right? Slavo craft, kayak. I'm not going to call it Tequila Jim Craft. We'll call it Mike Craft. Mike Craft? I don't know if that sounds right. Anyway, Russell Craft. Slavo craft and Russell craft. Just two different things. And I've done both in both worlds. I've had success and I've had failure in both of them. But I understand the drive to do the Slavo craft, to get over to the make your own arrow, that kind of thing. I understand the draw to that. I watch the show Alone and I marvel at the success of these people. And for those who don't know the show Alone, it's a fabulous product. They take 10 or 12 people and they put them generally in the same area, but they don't know where everyone else is. And they're far enough away that they're alone. So there's no like alliances and you getting voted off the tribe or whatever the hell they call it there in Survivor. These people are just alone. And the last person to survive is done. They show up and they say, you're the last person. And you didn't even know you were the last person. You just have to keep going as long as you can. Mrs. Grizz loves that show. It's fantastic. And I sit and I marvel. I watch them. I see them make their own arrows. I see them take a deer and make a smokehouse, for the love of God. I'm like, these guys are absolutely fantastic. But I don't want to do it. Right? I'm like, I know what I like and don't like. I'm 50 years old. I know what I like and don't like. I watch religiously. I watch Everest documentaries. I am fascinated by Mount Everest. So much so that it got to the point where I was like, I just want to spend some coin, go to Nepal, and hang out at base camp. Just have like the base camp experience at Everest for like a few days. Until one of the last hunts that I went on, I was like, oh, hell no. I'm freezing my baguettes off out here. And base camp is 40 degrees colder than this. No. Nope. No way. No day. Oh, but Mike, your body gets used to it. Yeah. How long does it take your body to get used to it? So from Mike shows up, the plane lands. Viva Nepal. And the plane lands. I want the knife, please. I show up in Nepal to okay, now I'm acclimated and I'm not bothered by the 0 degree temps, right? How long? That's misery that I don't want. So I'll watch the bushcraft stuff. I'll watch the Everest documentaries. I don't want to do either. I'm good with not doing either. Okay, Chris said when he was in the military he could have done it, but no way, no day now. But okay, so the day you get into the military to the point where hell yeah, you can do it, there's suck. That's what that is. It's suck. But then when you get it, you're like, oh, hell yeah, I can. And I think that is a great example or a great way to put the whole bushcraft or Slavocraft, what we call it, is that you have, there is a sucky learning curve that you have to be able to deal with, that you have to be signed up for. That Chris said a lot of suck. Yes. Yeah. And it's not going to. I don't want to. My fam's old neighbor in New York climbed Everest, found out years later, and was surprised because he definitely didn't have the hardcore adventure energy. Not a lot of them do. A lot of them are, they sit around on the weekend with tea and read the New Yorker and things like that. But in between that, they're doing the weekend triathlon, and they won't shut up about their gear. But yes, the Everest, it's wild. They found yet another body. Apparently some windstorm came along, uncovered another body on the road to the top. Because if you don't know that, Mount Everest, when you die on Mount Everest, they leave you there. They'll step over you for years and years. Just step right over you. It's absolutely wild. It just blows my mind, that whole thing, the desire to do that. And it costs like 60 G's. Nope. No. Love watching it. Think it's fascinating. No way in hell you're going to see me doing that. No way. And going back to the Slavocraft versus the glamping, Russellcraft. Pure enjoyment. Pure enjoyment. What do you like? I just did one of the non-alcoholic beer reviews, and I was talking about the time I met I don't know what you call it. Maybe you guys can help me out with this. What's the Grand Wizard, Jedi, High Council level of sommelier in the wine world? Like, there's only a handful of them that they could drink wine and tell you what grape it was, when it was harvested, and where it was harvested from. And when I met this guy, everyone around me is like, what do I drink? What wine do I drink with this? What wine do I drink with that? What wine do I drink with this? And he just kept saying, I don't know, whatever you like. Life's short. Drink what you want. Is it a master sommelier? That makes sense. Took him seconds to come up with that name. A master sommelier. I think if you come up with sommelier, the Jedi level should be called something different instead of just master sommelier. Anyway. What do you like doing? Slavo loves doing that. Slavo loves Slavocraft. He loves it. It fuels him. I don't. I admire him. I watch him. It's awesome to see. Really is cool. But not like I like watching an Everest documentary. I'm like, really cool to watch. Free solo. One of the best physical athletic feats we have ever seen in our time. And if you don't believe me, please watch the documentary Free Solo. If your mind doesn't have a hard time wrapping around what that dude did, we'll talk. I'll help you. Never want to do it. I'll watch that documentary in a loop. It's motivating. It's awesome. Never want to do what that weirdo does. Yeah. I say that because I love it. A pure admiration. That kid is amazing. Yes. Yes, at that level, it's not even just wine. They study. Oh, I could imagine. They say coffee, tea, cigars. It's I can only imagine. Those guys have the palate. It's crazy. Dude, and if Slavo came on the show with me every day and talked about hunting, I'm telling you, it would just all it would be is a debate on I do it too easy, he does it too hard. But when it comes down, this is when it comes down to basically what we do at 50 years old after working hard our whole life and saving up money or getting to a spot where you can go on these amazing hunts and take time off and go on these amazing hunts and having a family that is raised in it, conditioned to it, all good with it. You just rolling out on hunts. You get to that point, and guess what? You get to that point and you're like, I want to do it the way I want to do it, not the way someone else tells me I have to do it. That's it. Not the way someone else tells me I want to do it. If I want to go out right now and I want to throw a line in the water and I want to have a earthworm and a bobber, like, Mike, are you serious? Hell yeah, I'm serious, because it's fun and that's the way I like to do it. I felt like doing it that way today. I shouldn't get judged from the rest of the fishing community because that's the way I wanted to do it today. If I want to go down there with a sandwich and a 6-pack of NAs and just throw a chicken liver at the bottom of the lake and just let it sit there till a catfish jumps on it, could take hours, don't care. That's what I want to do and how I wanted to do it. And as a matter of fact, if I wanted to, just for that one fish, bring an easy up, a barbecue, firewood for a campfire, all of that, if I just wanted to do it that way, cool. That's the way I wanted it. Yes. So you just think of what the way you want to do things. You know, a lot of people laugh at us here in Phoenix because right now when the high is 70 degrees, if the high is 70 degrees, we're all wearing sweatshirts and people around the country laugh at us. That's how we want to dress. I want to be comfortable. I want to go out there and go, oh, it's cold. Oh, it's so cold. Right, Ken? Glad you come with me on. Thanks, pal. But that's the way you want to hunt. If you want to pay a guide to walk you right to the elk, cool. Rock on. You hunted, dude. Sorry. That's still hunting. Just hunting your way. If you want to be out on the lake and you want to use some sort of electronics, you want to use fish finders, things like that, cool. If you don't, rock on. If you want to go out there without a pole, you want to go out there and spearfish, go crazy. Have fun. If everything you're doing is A, legal, B, it doesn't harm the animal, cool. There's a bozo that's had an outdoor show for years, and I've run into him at shows. I saw him at the SHOT Show. And I'm like, this guy, people give this guy way too much credit. But they're impressed by what he does because he does it the hard way. I mean, I'm talking about like elk hunting, calling an elk from the top of a tree and shimmying down when the elk is going below the tree and then jumping down with a spear. He does it that way. Okay? Fantastic. Good for you. Here's what I hate. The guy has cameras on his arrows and his spears. So basically there's not full pass through on the animal. Because he wants the shot, the show, and the accolades, he lets an animal suffer. I can't deal. Can't deal in any way. Horrible. And the guy's had a show for a very long time. Very successful program. I want to say it's successful. I don't know. Successful in its length of run. I'll put it that way. I don't know if he's profitable. I don't know if the guy's a jabroni. I have no idea. But the guy has little camera, tiny cameras on his arrow. You can't screw an arrow up like that. It's not going to pass through. You're wounding an animal. And that's another thing, too. There's a debate. We can debate all of this stuff. Archery hunting versus rifle hunting in ethics of take. Yeah. That was when that, remember where Cecil the Lion? Oh, yay. They were like, oh, that was unethical. It was the beloved lion. No, it was not. No one knew about Cecil the Lion until Cecil the Lion was shot. That's the only time people knew about Cecil the Lion. No one knew about Cecil. No one. Beloved Mike Tookus. The internet ablaze today. Social media reacting to a lion. Oh, whatever. Here's the deal. That dude took a lion with a bow. Bow range, and yes, unless you're Slavo crafting, a range is, for me, 40 to 50 yards. That's it. That's as high as I will go. Some people go a little bit further, but not much further. With a rifle, 350, 300, 350 yards. So if I'm archery hunting, Cecil, if Cecil want to get me, Cecil gets me. I'm dead. I'm putting my life on the line to hunt Cecil. People just got, again, I'll watch it and go, wow, damn, it's crazy. Great job, dude. Right on. And then I'll go, oh, he could have. I'm not going to do that because Kitty going to kill me. I've talked enough trash about cats and done things that my family has some history with cats that I think there's some karma that's going to come down the line to one of my ancestors, but it ain't going to be me because I'm not putting myself in harm's way around a cat, period. Yep. Yeah. All right, guys, here's what we're going to do. You ready for this? We're moving the Go Show Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That is the Go Show. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. In Other News shall return on Tuesdays and Thursdays with a true In Other News slant to it. Found some fun stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about life. I now have my ear tuned to things other than Trump derangement syndrome and Democrats do this, Republicans do that, all that kind of garbage. It's going to be a true In Other News show. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. And so that's what we're going to do. So Tuesdays, Thursdays, that's what we are doing, y'all. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I am only one man with two shows. So we're going to do 2 shows a week. How about it, guys? All right. So that is it. So that's it for the show today. Remember, on Wednesday, we are going to be talking about the absolutely obnoxious thoughts that we're buying into just because we're outdoorsmen, that we buy into. Oh, that's what happened to those hunters that were lost. Yeah, that's what happened. No, it's not. But we'll look into it. We'll start diving into a few of these stories next time right here on the Go Show. Celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, and world that we live in. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. We'll see you on Wednesday tomorrow.